All right, Tyler, you ready to roll?
Yes, sir.
Let's start with Max Torres from Scoop Duck.
Hey, Tyler, big game this week with the chance to contend for the title, obviously. What would a win mean for you as a leader, given the recent performance and that the first rivalry game this year didn't go so well?
Yeah, it's obviously a huge week for us. Husky week is always big. We're excited for a great week of preparation, and we got to come back guns a-blazing and step it up this week for sure.
AJ Jacobson, Rivals.
Very tough defense you faced this week. What have you seen from them on film, and what do you expect to see from them on Saturday?
They're extremely physical up front. They play hard on the back end. They try and keep everything in front of them. So we're just gonna have to take what they give us and try and work our way down the field and just keep sticking with explosive plays and limit those turnovers. And we got a great game plan and we feel confident going into this week.
James Crapia from the Oregonian.
I know you said after the game about getting down on that fumble in particular, and looking back at the film, what could you have done to avoid your fumble? Because that happened so quickly, and I know you can't speak for Johnny, but his happened very quickly as well. Other than different decisions of where the ball could have gone on those plays, could you have avoided them really?
Yeah, it's just a spur of the moment thing. I probably should have got down earlier, like you said, looking back at it. Just a great learning lesson overall. Just when he's wrapped around your legs, you can go down. Didn't really see him coming from behind me, but just knowing that when those decisions are there, just got to make them quicker and then just be decisive about getting down.
Ryan Thorburn, Register Guard.
Tyler, obviously Oregon won the last two meetings with Washington in dramatic fashion. What did you learn about the rivalry watching Herbert and the way they celebrated, knowing that things had not gone well for them in this rivalry before you got here?
Yeah, it's a great point. It obviously means something different here. It's an extremely deep-rooted and bitter rivalry that just comes from years past. And a lot of those games, when they're up, they kind of stuck it to them, and vice versa. It's gonna be a tough-fought battle, and I think all of our guys are excited for it. It's gonna be different. We're playing for a lot more than just this one game. I'm really excited, and this week is gonna be a lot better, and we're excited to get there on the field and prove it.
Eric Scopel, 247 Sports.
Tyler, you said after the game on Saturday, you left some plays out there, and Moorhead said yesterday some of it was your footwork. I wonder if you could go into detail of kind of what that was and kind of how you can improve that this week.
Yeah, some of the run game decisions, and then obviously footwork, and on stepping up in the pocket, something like that, and just staying in there. Obviously been working, grinding through that in every single practice, and just mentally to grind through every single rep, and just trust when it's there. I've never been afraid and to stand in there and take a shot and just know when to scramble. It's a balance. It's kind of like being a boxer, to know when to scramble, know when to stand there and take a hit. So it's just great learning lessons, great feeling it out, and just kind of going through each rep, and definitely going to be better this week through it, and learning from each rep.
Jerry Thompson, Ducks Illustrated.
Yeah, Tyler, when you go to the line of scrimmage or before the snap, do you have on a pass play, do you usually have a primary receiver in mind? And hate to bring it up, the throw to Johnny Johnson instead of DJ, did you have a primary receiver there, or what happened on that play?
Yeah, primary was DJ, and then the second one was Johnny. The corner played down on Johnny at first, tried to pop it to Johnny real quick. He redirected, made the play. Should have just went right back to DJ again. It was a bang play. Wish could have had it back, but definitely learned from it and going to grow from it.
Matt Preem, 247 Sports.
Tyler, you've had individually a really high highs, and you've had some lows, and this team has had the same. What's just this year been like for you? Is it fun, or is it more stressful than a normal season? How's this year been for you, just playing football?
It's been a blessing. I take each game, take each rep in practice as an opportunity to get better. I try not to get too high or too low. That may be the result on the field, but me mentally and spiritually and physically, I feel like I try and stay as flat and calm as I can, just because I know everything's going to come. When you're playing good, people are going to have a lot of good things to say about you. When you have a tough game, or you're trying to grow through some things as a team and personally, people are going to have their things to say. So just me knowing that there's a lot of growth coming out of this, and and this is just another great opportunity for us this week. the football gods are definitely blessed us with this game, and we're just excited to get back out there in the field and prove to this team and prove to everyone else that what we're capable of and what we need to do.
AJ Jacobson, Rivals.
Tyler, we just spoke with Hunter Kampmoyer, and he said that he thinks that this is a tight end friendly offense. Why is that?
It puts them in a lot of advantageous positions. They can go out to the flat, they block a lot, can go down the field. There's really nothing they can't do in this offense where they can get targeted. It basically is they puts them in the position to be successful. Really, we have different personnel groupings where a lot of them can stay on the field. They'll come off of it just to mix different looks. So I know he's been extremely happy, him and DJ and all the tight ends we've had come in and get reps in. It's been a blessing for them to learn and grow in this new offense, and I'm excited for their production and excited to get better with them each week.
James.
Every team always deals with injuries, Tyler. But this year, you guys haven't had the full receiving core available any week this whole season, I don't think. If Devin and Addison are able to be back this week, as coach was indicating yesterday, just what would it mean to this offense if you have a full assortment of pieces? If you had Devin in the lineup this past week, what it would have meant, and if it means it for this week, what having all your receivers means to this offense potentially.
Yeah, it's great to have every single guy. It just gives us some flexibility, gives us the ability to move and interchange guys, and just has a little bit more nuances to the offense. And every guy has their own strength. So I'm confident in anybody who's out there on the field, and really it's just got to come down to spreading out them to let them make plays. So getting all those guys back is definitely going to help us for sure.
Eric Scopel.
Everybody deals with shortcomings and difficult times differently. Do you have routines? Do you have people you lean on? Like, what kind of things what do you turn to, I guess, after a tough game?
It's my friends and family, really. I have a small circle of my family members and friends, and I just talk to God a lot. I have a good group of people who I talk to, and just knowing that this is all for a greater purpose and greater meaning. Really, just I'm honestly when there's a loss or when there's adversity, I get excited by it, just because there's a lot to grow from it. It means that somebody got the better of you, and you can highlight those weaknesses and grow from it. Just because when win is good, there may be some things that you need to work on that you don't really focus on. So I think a lot of this team has just kind of grown from it, and we're ready to move on to Husky Week and just do our best out there in the field.
Tyson Alger, The Athletic.
Tyler, you look across the country and the conference, and games have been canceled kind of every week for teams, and you guys are one of the few that, knock on wood, haven't been impacted by that yet. Just what have been the biggest challenges and I guess sacrifices you guys have had to make in order to kind of get here relatively unscathed so far?
It's extremely challenging. That's one of the big things we harp on is protocol. We all make sacrifices just to play college football, but this year has been something extremely different, that we can't see family members, can't see outside people, can't see anybody in the community, can't see other athletes. We're all in our own bubble. So it's not a physically enforced bubble to where like it's the NBA, but we've taken that upon ourselves to make sure we do that. I don't leave the hotel or wherever I stay at. I don't leave much. It's usually either watching film or at the facility and go straight back home. So and we always have our masks on. It's just this season's just been definitely a lot about growth and sacrifice for sure. So it's just a blessing to be able to play this year and get out there on the field just because of the unprecedented times.
Matt Preem, 247 Sports.
You brought up earlier growth in your game and growth in this team. You've, statistically speaking, you're the best quarterback in the conference. Where can you get better, and where have you seen your improvements happen during the year as well?
Just try not to press too much. Sometimes I can get a little bit outside of the framework and trying to do too many things, when really just making that decision, giving it to the running back or taking the check down, things like that, to where I'm maybe trying to do too much, like I said before, and just really just kind of, it's never really a mental thing for me. I don't think I ever get too hyped up or too not as passionate about it. It's just really just taking what they give me, just understanding that the offense that and the game plan that we're putting out there is meant to attack what we're facing, and just trusting our guys. I think I have complete confidence in this whole team and in myself. So it's just great opportunities to learn from, and I'm excited about it moving forward.
Max Torres, Scoop Duck.
Tyler, starting this season, you found yourself handing the ball off to CJ pretty consistently. Given how the offense likes to rotate in backs, what's it been like to see Travis back there a little bit more over the past couple games, and what have you seen from him?
Yeah, he's a spark plug for this offense. Our running back room is so deep and so versatile that it's I really have faith in all those guys. But Travis has definitely been lining it up on the field, just as in the run game and the pass game, just because he's taken it upon himself this offseason and in our chemistry with me just to work on some of those routes and work on his hands. He's pretty special because he doesn't wear gloves. He doesn't need to wear gloves. That's kind of his swag. So he's been working his butt off, and I'm really proud of all of our running backs just because they're a huge integral part of our offense.
Tyson.
Just following up on the protocol stuff, like when did that start to feel normal for you guys, or does it even? And then just even at the start of the year, like, did you guys expect there to be cancellations throughout the league, or were you guys thinking that like this is going to be a season that was going to be played to its entirety?
I mean, obviously it's kind of the norm, basically in the tail end of the year, to where you're always wearing a mask, you're always make sure you're socially distanced, and that's been the norm for this whole offseason for us in workouts and training. So once we got the go to play football, we're just really thankful because of it. And then we're just trying to do the best we can to stay safe. There's really we can't predict if there's a game that's going to be canceled or somebody else or what's going to happen. We just got to prepare and train like we are going to play this week and every week. And knock on wood, like you said, we've been fortunate to have that and fortunate to go out every week and face an opponent.
Last question goes to James.
You faced one of the best corners in the league last week. You've got another good one this week. What makes Molden, number 3, just so effective for Washington?
He's a twitchy guy. He's extremely physical, extremely hard hitting in the run game. He covers well in man coverage. So definitely a great player. He's been there for a while. But I feel comfortable with our wide receivers, and I know that this is a big week for them, and as every week. And just knowing that we can win versus man and sit in those zones when they play it. So they obviously have a lot of great DBs, but we have great wideouts, and we feel great when in our attacking and in our offense and how we can scheme them up.
Thank you, Tyler. Appreciate your time. Good luck this weekend.
All right, thank you guys.